Hey guys, it's Will with Adventures in Anime, and today I'm going to be talking about Cowboy Bebop. This series, released in 1998. So this was actually recommended by Johnny, who's a follower of ours. I don't know more information about him than that. His YouTube name is Johnny, and he gave me a list of shows that I should check out. And he also gave me the very important information that this can be watched on... Unbelievable. That was Mike's contribution to the episode. This can be watched on Funimation, which I'd never even heard of before. Because like I said, I'm not a huge... I had previously not been a huge fan of anime. And so go to Funimation.com. You probably already know this if you're an anime nerd. But you can watch episodes of tons and tons of shows there for free, basically, as long as you're willing to watch commercials. So I watched 4 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I was hoping to watch 5 to 10 before doing this video. I just didn't have the time. I apologize. This is a show I've actually been meaning to watch since I was in college, because I kind of flirted with getting into anime in college, because like I said, I studied Japanese and a lot of my friends were into it, and it just didn't happen for whatever reason. But people kept telling me, you gotta watch Cowboy Bebop, it's like the best anime ever, whatever. I have finally seen it, and it is incredible. I'm going to try to be relatively brief here. This is so popular that I think I don't really need to say that much about it, but there are so many things about this show that are so awesome. The first one that I noticed right away is its willingness to do basically anything and to be really unorthodox, right? So you have this amazing opening credit sequence with the jazz music and with like the lines coming across the screen, and it's almost this like 60s like James Bondy kind of like espionage noir type thing happening. And then you have this very kind of deeply entrenched kind of cyberpunk world. And then you have elements of westerns, there's comedy involved, and it goes from being, like, episode 1 feels a lot like a western set in space. And at the very end of episode 1, there's this really sad, melancholy moment, which you'll know if you've seen the show. And then, I don't know if it's the next episode or the one after that, but, like, there's a subsequent episode about, like, so if you don't know, the main character is a bounty hunter. He goes to find this guy who has stolen a corgi, and the corgi becomes like a character in the episode. And there's like a scene where a guy falls in the water. There's like a chase down this river, and then one of the characters falls in the river, and the corgi is just like sitting on his head. It's just really silly, and like to have these really serious, melancholy, sad moments and this silliness side by side, and to have it all work is like very bold. And they kind of throw convention out the window, and I was really enthralled by that. It was really cool, because so much of what you see is so entrenched in the rules of how you're supposed to do things that it's rare, especially these days, I would say, that you see a movie or a TV show that is genuinely unorthodox and you don't know what's going to happen in the next moment or the next episode. And that was really cool about this. I'm just looking at my notes because I don't want to forget anything. The world building in this show is just excellent. Like, they'll give you a couple sentences about what the world of each episode is, and then through the detail and the depth of the animation and the locations that they use, you get like this really well-rounded view of this huge universe in which this show takes place. And it's really awesome, and that's really hard to do. If you ever tried world building, or if you know about how that works, if you've worked on like comic books or video games or scripts, TV, movies, whatever, it's really difficult to create that good and deep of a world with so little spoken information and making it all kind of very visual. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I really have to say here. The characters are awesome, obviously the main character, and then you have his friend who is along for all the adventures with him, his co-worker, whatever you want to call it, and then you have, I think her name is Faye, who comes in the second or third episode and then becomes like a part of the team. And it has this very like jovial kind of laid back feel to it that's really it's very likable as a show, and it wants you to like it. And I think that a lot of shows and movies make the mistake of not even considering who the audience is or what they want to be watching. And this show is like, yeah, this is cool, right? This is fun. We're having a good time. So Cowboy Bebop, I'm going to watch the rest of this, and I'll do like another show kind of wrapping up how I feel about the whole series. But I completely, totally understand why it has the reputation it has. I really enjoyed this. If there's more stuff like this that you could recommend, please let me know. Put it in the comments. Samurai Champloo, I think, is the same director and writer team. So the director is, I think, Shinichiro Watanabe, and then Keiko Nobumoto, I'm having trouble reading my own handwriting, was the writer, and she also wrote like Tokyo Godfathers and a couple other things like that. So they collaborated on this, and then Samurai Champloo. And that's something I've heard of before, but also something that has been recommended to me since we started doing this series. I'm going to watch that. And my name is Will. This has been Adventures in Anime, and we will see you next time.